welcome to this new episode. And today I am at Rasaruna Retreat Center, and David is the founder and owner of Rasaruna. So it's a very interesting interview because we are going to delve into the reasons of why setting up a beautiful retreat center in Koh Phangan. How are you, David?
Very good. How are you doing?
Very good indeed. So first of all, I'd like to ask you, what is your journey in life up until now?
Well, that's a deep question. Firstly, I'll say I lived in Thailand around 18 years. So that has been a very deep experience for me to adjust to a new culture, learn a new language. I started to get into healing arts and healthy living around 15 years ago. And haven't looked back. It's been a really life-changing journey for me to come more to myself, get to know myself more, and to truly understand that the body is the temple, and how we treat the body comes back to us energetically. And I've had the vision to do the retreat center for quite a long time, and now it's just now coming into fruition.
Indeed, I just took a beautiful tour of the property. We are in the middle of Koh Phangan, surrounded by lush jungle. Very beautiful place, very private, and you have two large structures already in place. So you have a big place that could be a yoga shala or like a main event center, and then you have a smaller sound dome.
Yes.
Right? So, what is your vision for Rasaruna?
So I would say the overall vision is to create what I would call a grounding center. And this is a word that I've just come up with. I don't know if it's something that people use with centers, but the idea is to be in nature, be close to the earth, and to the quiet and the peace that the jungle has to offer. So the idea is to really, and this is from my, if I might say in a selfish way, what I want for myself and my own life, and I live here as well. And I can truly say really the best place I've ever lived. And I would love to share the healing and the joy that I experience living here. And so to get more specific, we would like to run meditation retreats and silence retreats. And but overall, we'll also offer detox programs, yoga classes, sound healing, as I'm a sound healer and a musician. So I really believe in the healing power of crystal bowls, of sound resonance, of activation sounds, and sound healing in general. So it's a kind of modern style meditation retreat, still offering these other alternative therapies to support. So
Very
something
nice.
like that.
And I really like the word grounding because, in my previous life, before coming to Koh Phangan, very often I felt ungrounded because of the lifestyle, When we are bombarded on a daily basis with stimuli that, are scattering in nature, you feel the energy is all over the place. Coming back to center, feeling the connection with the earth element. Is that grounding for you?
It's very grounding, and like the walking because we're in a Buddhist country, so I feel the egregor here, or let's say the fundamental collective energy or consciousness of this land, because of the Buddhist tradition, is supporting these principles, these Buddhist principles. So the walking meditation, the pranayama, the breathing meditations, the techniques that the Buddhist teachers will teach you are so beautiful and helpful for people to take from these ancient traditions and bring them into modern interpretations for people to grasp them or be able to access them more easily. So walking meditations, sitting meditations, dancing, also Osho style meditations. It's a bit of a mix of many different styles. But the most important word is silence. So if we understand this, then we get close to what some people might call a divine truth or ultimate truth, universal truth of silence.
Indeed, and the silent practices need to be taught because particularly in the Western world, is not very natural for us to just
Exactly.
be quiet.
Exactly. It's kind of like we are automatically in the West conditioned to be in the mind and in duality and in critical, comparative, judgmental thinking. And that serves its purpose, but we take it to an art.
Sure.
So we have to learn how to decondition this part of the mind of always conceptualizing and comparing, myself included. So it's a deep conditioning that we all are working with on a day-to-day basis.
Indeed. And it's fascinating also because you've been in Thailand for a very long time and you chose Koh Phangan as the place for Rasaruna. Why Koh Phangan in particular?
It's a good question. I've wondered that myself. There's a kind of destiny to things as life is. I came to Thailand when I was 21, which is 23 years ago. And the reason I came was kind of chance, destiny. I took an English teaching job in Bangkok and turned down a job in Vanuatu, which is a very little known island in near Australia, to work with the native people there. And I showed up in Thailand and I felt immediately connection. So a little bit chance in one way that I ended up in Thailand. And then I fell in love with it and I couldn't leave. And I tell you, I tried many times.
You always come back.
I come back 3 times. I tried to live I'm from the States, so I tried to live in California, Hawaii, Florida, all the best states. And all blessings and love to the USA, but I don't feel so much that it's the place that I want to live right now in my life. I lived in the north for a long time. I came down to Koh Phangan almost every year on holiday. And what I found is the climate, the nature, the fruit, the availability of fruit, it really supports a healthy lifestyle. So the combination of weather and available fruits and herbs really supports a very healthy lifestyle, which is very rare. For example, we can do our detoxes in the winter while people back home, it's not to say they cannot detox, but they couldn't do it, say, raw or juicing as easily as you can here in this kind of warm climate. So these are the kind of reasons. And it's a magical island.
Indeed. And you are very well established in a local community, and everybody knows you, so it's going to be very easy for you. Already it's easy for you to attract different type of therapists and healers to come and work with, etc., right? Yeah. That's very nice. And can you tell us a little bit more about your sound journey? Because you say you're a sound healer. Just earlier today, we had a bit of a didgeridoo session in the sound dome.
Yeah, I mean, I played drums, shamanic drums. So my background is also shamanic work. In spiritual communities, those are big words, but I try to make it as grounded and as down to earth as possible, those words. So I pull from many different traditions. I would say more based on mantras. So prayer, mantra, protection of the space, clearing the space, grounding the space, and sharing the voice. And I think that it's something that I want to share further with people, is how to open the voice. Because as we go on our journey of growth, transformation, awakening, whatever words you want to use, there is a journey of the heart, let's call it. And I believe that journey of the heart goes hand in hand with the journey of the voice. So when we're sharing our voice, and we share it all the time, we're sharing our vibration. And that vibration really, it either connects with people, or it's magnetically drawing things to us that need to be drawn to us, and pushing those away that don't need to be near us. And so sound healing is working in the same way. Just as a small example, if you were to record the hertz from waterfall or the sound of the rain, this is a certain hertz. So we're working with this kind of purified, balanced, and healthy vibrations. Naturally produced vibrations. And because we're part of nature, we can also produce these when we're in balance and when we're healthy. So the voice is a display or a reflection of that. And so I feel that everyone can use their voice in beautiful ways, even if they're toning or humming or whistling, but singing is a beautiful way that our ancestors used to connect together and sit in sacred circle together with a fire or in nature, and to express and bring the energy together and enjoy together, you know. And you know, all traditions do it. All the religions, all traditions have this in one way or the other. So we're bringing that back on some level, you know.
Sounds beautiful, very worthy pursuit, something to do for sure. And of course, Rasaruna is already open, and despite you know, the on and off restrictions, etc., you'll be able to. You were already hosting. You did host some nice retreats and different people coming. So with very sort of diverse bunch of people kind of using the space, right?
Yes, and I would say that that has been in the first phase of Rasaruna. We're going into a growth phase now with further investment and with further building and construction. And so the next phase will probably be more of a construction phase for 6 months to a year, and then we will be opening for more like very well managed and organized silence retreats with food program, detox program together.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I find on my own journey is that when we are detoxing is a big word. What does it mean? I mean, in my case, if you are going to more light foods like coconut water, fruits, living foods, that really supports meditation. It supports silence.
Sure.
So this is why I feel it really goes hand in hand. If you were to go into traditional meditation retreats, that may or may not be the case as far as the dietary support.
I totally agree.
So we would like to bring the modern kind of interpretation of that and bring those things together.
Sure, I think the food is an amazing way for people to change their state of awareness. I mean, everybody knows if you eat a piece of chocolate, you drink a glass of wine, or you eat a big barbecue, I mean, it's the level of awareness and the level of just hormones and neurotransmitters in your brain is remarkably different. So when you're looking to go inside and inward, you need lighter foods, very vital foods. That's very, very important indeed.
Yeah.
Very nice. So I'm sure you're going to be very successful as you've been so far, and this is a beautiful place.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for this little chat, and maybe we'll do another one when the second phase of the construction is done already, and maybe we'll do a little overview, like a video overview of the resort.
Sure, definitely. And there was one other thing I wanted to say about this beautiful country in Thailand. And that is that because of the COVID crisis, there's been a lot less foreign arrivals.
Yeah.
So what we see is that the Thais that are living in the country are coming in larger numbers. So I really extend Rasaruna to working with Thai people and on many different levels as employees, as customers, and with the community at large, and also to provide programs for people here, because I really do feel to work closely with Thais as we're on this sacred, beautiful land of Thailand, and very grateful for the guardians of this space having me and taking care of me and protecting me, and I love Thailand. I really do.
I can only really 100% resonate with that. This is the country I chose as my country now. So, and you speak a bit of Thai as well, is that right? And you've been here a long time, so you understand the culture very well, probably better than
I understand it on some levels, although it's a very it's a deep dimensional understanding, and I'm learning more every day, and I'm open to learning more and more. So ขอบคุณที่สอนน้อยนะครับ
Very nice. So Rasaruna for the international people, and obviously Rasaruna for the local Thais as well. So if you want to come and take a look wherever you're from, you're welcome here. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
it's been
brother.
fun.
Yeah.